obviously the regulation has a big effect on the channelization that is likely to occur. Where I see the big differences compared to Germany, because we're in a very similar stage of regulation right now, is that the Germans over-engineered the regulation a little bit too much. So they have all these rules about you can only play at one regulated casino at a time. A spin on a slot machine needs to take 5 seconds. You have a 1,000 deposit limit, and these are all kinds of restrictions that the Dutch market does not have at the moment. And whether that's intentional or not, I do think it's a smart move.
It's kind of in their blood, right?
Yeah, the over-engineering, you mean? Yeah, they do great engineering, but I think it's going to be really hard for them to roll back on these type of changes later on. So what we see in the markets that more gradually regulated, like the UK, like Sweden, is that they started, tightening the bolts more and more, and it's going to affect the players. If you're going to affect the casinos, that's going to affect the players. It's eventually you're going to. They're going to be the ones paying the price for whatever tax the companies have to do. So they set, for instance, this deposit limit of, I think it was 5,000 Swedish kroner during the COVID highs last year. And what you can see if you look in the SEO tools is that the search volume for terms like casino utan svensk licens, like casinos without a Swedish license, they have absolutely skyrocketed. So at the moment, it's almost 10 times as high as the Swedish equivalent of best online casinos. So I think that Germany is making a mistake here in the sense that it's probably better to go mild in the beginning there and then start regulating things a little bit, because I think Sweden is a really good example of where if you go too far with the regulation, it's going to affect your channelization significantly.
Yeah,
because even like the channelization is going to be very hard to calculate. Of course, I'm not sure how the SGA does it. And the last thing I read about it, I think they were at like 87% or something. But regardless of whether that number is true or not, if you see that the search trends are going towards the without a license one, then eventually the channelization is likely to drop.